Right, I just wanted to give you a quick run through of the Soundbox application. So if I open it, now I've got it set up to now ask you which congregation it is. You can either do it this way, or you can have the computer with different user accounts. The only advantage to doing the user account thing is if you wanted a password for each congregation. If you're not bothered about that, then this is much easier. So you just choose the congregation at the beginning of the meeting, and the application runs. And it always opens on the music section, and will automatically populate the songs based on the day of the week that it is. So because today is the middle of the week, it assumes that the meeting you want to do is the midweek meeting, so it populates it with the songs that it gets off the internet, the list of songs it gets off the internet, the correct songs. But obviously you can go in here and manually type in a different song if something has changed. For instance, if it's the circuit visit and he has a different song at the end. But what the brother can do immediately is play background music, and it will just play a selection of music. And then when the meeting's ready to start, you press stop and it fades out nicely. I'll go through the different sections. The record section, this is for recording the meeting. Obviously it records to a separate file, and it splits the files into the various sections of the meeting. So you'll, on a Sunday for instance, it will generate two files, one for the talk, one for the watchtower. And you can have it set automatic, so it automatically starts recording the meeting when the first song is played, and automatically stops the recording when the last song finishes. So that's that. The copy section is if somebody comes with a blank disk or a USB stick, you stick it into the computer and copy whichever talk or whatever they want, and it keeps as many as you want to keep. There is an option as to how long it keeps those. There's loads of options. The main one being, as you see, there's loads here, but the main option is this one here. If they produce more songs, I think they finish now, I think 150 is the most, but if they do carry on producing more songs, or they release more orchestral music, you just click this and it will you can have it download from the internet the newest songs. Now the next section is the timer. This is obviously for timing the meeting, and as I say, it's automatically put the various sections for the talks for this midweek meeting this week, and there's where you can tell it is the circuit visit, and it will change the this section based on the fact that it's the circuit visit instead of the book study at the end. And as you see here, it's got adaptive timing, and what this does is, this is only for the midweek meeting. If the treasure section and the student talks run over time, it will adaptively remove time from these talks at the end. It'll take, if it needs a minute, it'll take 30 seconds from here and 30 seconds from there, and so on. That way, obviously you never want to lose time for this section, and at this point you don't know if you need to lose time, so this is the section where you can have it adaptively change the time available. If you really want to be strict, you can turn that option off, but I thought that was a really good feature. And there's the bell, but there is a Soundbox app which I'll show you now. Okay, here we have the main screen again, and as you've seen, it's got the timer function on the software, but a brother in the audience could be running the Soundbox timer app. If I show you that, and you've got complete control over what talk it is. Obviously it goes through the talks one by one normally, but you can select the talk manually and start the timer, and as you see, it's counting down on the phone here, but it would also be counting down as normal on the screen on the back wall. And when it's a student talk, there's a button here It's not available at the moment, but when the time runs out completely, the brother on the timing can press that to sound the bell. You can have that set automatic, but I would have thought it would be better for it to be a manual thing, so that the brother doing the timing has then got discretion as to whether to ring the bell or not. That's it. Oh, one more thing on the app. If you go here, if I stop it and go to time summary, it will keep a summary of all the different times of the talks, so that that can be logged and written down if necessary, which is good. Carrying on the software, if we go to media, here we have, I've just put some videos to populate it. You can also play or show the website if you want to demonstrate the website, or even a PDF document or whatever you want to show on the screen, and any images you want to. It does have a feature to scrape, it's called the images from the Watchtower each week, but I don't think we'll be using that feature because we don't really want the screens on just to show images. I don't think we're doing that anymore, but we could do that. And on videos you can have the calendar feature, so if you download the videos from the website for each particular week, you can keep them on the computer, but you can cycle through the videos from that section. Obviously I haven't got access to the elders section, so I can't download the videos that you would be downloading. And there's the timer function again. I've got another video showing how these videos or media play on this separate screen and how the timer shows, which I'll show you now. Okay, so here we have the main screen, and on the back wall you could have the timer running, which I'll show you in a moment, whilst at the same time, if I go to one of the media screens, we could play a video on either the projector or the two screens, or all three of them if you wanted. And the timer could be running. Obviously this isn't the right timer for this talk, but see, that's going down. And if you look along the top bar here, this counts down as well as the time, so the brother can just look up and use either as a visual aid to see how much time he's got left. When it gets to 30 seconds, this light, it goes from green to yellow, and this lights up, and then when the time runs out completely, it all goes red and starts counting back up again, and this light comes on red. But it carries on going, but it just lets them know that the time has run out. And if we go back to the main screen here, we could be recording the meeting at the same time whilst playing a video and timing the meeting, and the system will cope just fine with all that. So that's the Soundbox program. I think it works really well. It's not particularly flash looking, but the brother who is developing it is very open to suggestions. He's produced a website that you can go on, and if you need support for the app, you can create what's called a ticket and get help that way, or it's used for if you've got a suggestion that you think would be useful in the software. This section down here, for instance, has only been added recently, so you could watch the timer going down without having to go to the timer section, and that was added because a brother asked for it. The ability to name the monitors or the outputs so you know which one is which, again, that was asked for and the brother added it. And he's continually updating the software. He's updated it twice this week alone, and actually there's been an update since I've installed this one. It's up to 9.6 now, so he's really active, and obviously he doesn't ask for any money, and he's doing it just for love, and I think that's brilliant. The other application, the one that I think Ilfracombe are using, CSS Sounds, is being developed, but it's much more closed. You can't really contact him, and it's less configurable. That's why I chose this one, but they both work well. Also, when it comes to the timer app that I showed you, again, the brother who's developing that is very open to suggestion. It's actually two brothers. The app is being developed by a different brother than the main application, but again, he's very open if you need any help or if you want anything added to it. So that's why I chose this particular piece of software. That's it. I hope this has been informative, and I'll see you soon.